Hey everyone, this is Dean with DCA Crypto. Some very bullish momentum with Bitcoin. Are we going to break a new all-time high here? That's what we're going to cover in today's video. So hit that like button and let's jump into it. Are we going to break a new all-time high here? What's going on with Bitcoin? What am I expecting here over the next few weeks and the next few months? Let's jump into it. Bitcoin, as of this recording, has hit $70,000. Now, remember, I recorded these the night before. This could have changed, but as of right now, we're at 70,000. We're going to jump into the charts here and show you what I'm kind of expecting to happen here. So we are now above the 50-day moving average with Bitcoin, but we're getting kind of rejected off this 70,000 level here. I'm expecting a bit of a rejection, maybe a test of it a few times before we break through, but we're staying above this channel that we've been in for, quite a few months here, several, like 250 days or so. So we're still above that channel. We're looking bullish with Bitcoin, but until we break through the $70,000 level, I'm going to show you why that's a key resistance level, but we need to break through this and make 70,000 our support. And if we jump to the weekly chart here, so on the weekly chart here, the 50-week moving average is our resistance. You can see we got rejected right off that level here as of this recording. Now, it's possible we break through this by the time this video comes out. Anything can happen, but I'm expecting a little bit of a rejection here, maybe testing this 50-week moving average a few more times before we break through. We have the presidential elections coming up in a week here, and until those elections happen, I don't think we're going to break through this, but I could be wrong. I'm expecting us to maybe come back down and have a bit of a correction here. There is some liquidity at this $70,000 level, and I'm expecting us to grab that liquidity and probably dump, because that's what Bitcoin does. It likes to destroy the longs and the shorts in the market. It likes to play both sides, and the exchanges, they are kind of like the casino, and the house always wins. So if you are longing Bitcoin, if you are shorting Bitcoin, and you have leverage, if you use too much leverage, you're going to get wrecked in crypto. Very few people make money in crypto. The exchanges know what your levels are at, and they can see on the blockchain and on all the exchanges where the shorts and longs are. They're not stupid. All this information shows up, so they take advantage of that, and they dump and pump the price in order to grab that liquidity and pull money in from these investors that use risky leverage. Now, using a small amount of leverage is probably a lot safer and maybe okay, but there's people out there that use 50, 100x leverage and stuff like that. Those people get wrecked all the time, and they can lose everything. Not only can they lose sometimes what they have in the trade, but they can actually lose more than what's in the trade depending on how low the price of Bitcoin drops, and then they're forced to buy Bitcoin if they're shorting it and the price jumps up too high. Then they're forced to buy it at a higher price point. So keep that in mind. It works kind of both ways, but the exchanges do love to wreck the longs and shorts with Bitcoin and liquidate them. So we're going to jump into the Bitcoin dominance chart here. We can see we haven't reached 60% yet with Bitcoin. I'm expecting us to get past this 60% level before we start getting an alt season with Bitcoin. Dominance dropping after that, because Bitcoin in the past, it's always gotten well above 60% in dominance before we've had any kind of correction on Bitcoin's dominance, and then we had an alt season. Now, that alt season can come by alts taking off, getting more of a higher market cap total than Bitcoin and catching up to that percentage and grabbing a more percentage of the total market cap, or it could happen by Bitcoin potentially having a correction. But I don't think we're probably going to get above this 60% level too soon, or at least an alt season. I would expect an alt season after we break through this 74,000 mark. And once we break through that, then we have a cool off. Maybe then we'll have an alt season. But until then, I'm expecting us to not have too much of an alt season. And alts are still getting crushed, which is good in some aspect, because we need Bitcoin dominance to go higher before we're going to have a true alt season. So we'll jump into the Bitcoin monthly returns here. As of October here, we are at 10%. So this is better than September so far at the $70,000 level. So that depends on what happens with Bitcoin over the next few days and where this monthly candle closed at. I'm not sure which day the monthly candle closes, if it closes on the night of the 31st or when the candle actually closes for the month of October. 10% is where we're at currently, but we're still in a green month for October, which is good. I know the average historically is around 21% right now, so we could potentially break an all-time high by the 31st and be even higher than where we're at now. But as of right now, it's still technically October. We're still in the green for the month, so I'm happy with that. I would like to see us get above 70,000, break that 50-week moving average resistance level and make that our support level, and then break a new all-time high. That's kind of where I'm waiting for this to happen, and it may not happen until a week from now after the election. If we go to the Bitcoin rainbow chart here, you can see we did have a move down, kind of like we did here in 2019 before we started moving up. and now we're starting to move up on this chart here. I'm hoping that, and I don't think we're going to get another dump after this, but some say we may get a dump after the election, after some, true job numbers and stuff come out. I would say that's probably not going to be the case. We have another rate cut coming in November as well. So I think that's going to be bullish for crypto, along with, the presidential election. We'll have to see how that plays out. If Trump wins, I think it's going to be really bullish. And I think if Kamala wins, crypto's going to do okay as well. Either way, I've heard positive things from both sides. I just think it'd be more bullish if Trump wins because he's more pro-crypto than Kamala. And I think he's going to put people into place with the SEC and that would be more pro-crypto. Hopefully, if Kamala wins, she'll do the same. We'll have to see what her exact strategy is with that. I've heard from both sides of the fence that it's going to be more positive for crypto than the current administration. So that is good news. If we take a look at the Pi Cycle top indicator, this top green mark here is starting to curve inward, but the orange one on the bottom is still, kind of going, I guess you could call it horizontal. So it's really hard to tell what exactly the green marker is doing because it cuts off the chart. I wish they would extend this chart past to 100K. So the two moving averages for the Pi Cycle top are nowhere near each other. I don't expect them to get anywhere near each other for several months, but we'll keep an eye on it as we get into this bull run here. But right now, I think Bitcoin will potentially break a new all-time high after the election. Potentially, it may even wait for the rate cut news, but I think it's likely that we may break it before the rate cut news because we know the rate cut is coming. It's just a matter of, is it going to be 25 basis points or 50 basis points? I think the real thing holding it back right now is the deciding factor on who wins the U.S. presidential election. But I'm expecting, hopefully within the next few weeks here, we'll break above that 74,000 level, and maybe we get rejected off the 70,000 level. Maybe even by the time this video comes out, it's been rejected, or maybe we get lucky and it smashes through. But either way, we're still on track and things are looking good. Bitcoin is looking, in my opinion, and I'm not a chart expert by any means, but I think Bitcoin is looking really good, and that we're hopefully going to take off into this bull run that we've all been so patiently waiting for some of us months, some of us years. I know I've been waiting for it for years for this to happen, and I've been preparing for it. My bags are packed. I'm ready to go. I hope yours are too, because this isn't financial advice, guys. I can't guarantee you that we're going to take off into this bull run, but historically that's what we've always done. And historically, people who wait and wait and wait for these crashes to happen are the ones that miss out on extreme gains. I even have some people in my Discord right now that are waiting for this crash to 48,000 that I don't think is ever going to happen, but at least not until after this bull cycle. Now, whether that is in middle of 2025 or whether it's in 2026 when we get that crash, I don't know. But personally, I'm not expecting any kind of big crash unless we get some kind of terrible black swan event. But other than that, I think we're going to take off into a bull run here. We might see some volatility on the way, but we're starting to see Bitcoin hit this $70,000 level. And I think it's just a matter of time. As long as we've been going sideways, we've finally broken out of that channel that I've been covering on my channel for months now, where we've been going back and forth with Bitcoin. I think it's just a huge accumulation before we scream into this bull run. So that's pretty much what I got for this video, guys. Please hit that like button. Appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one.